ब्रह्मचर्यव्रती दंडी सर्ववेदांत पंडित श्रीमद्विवेकयोगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा. Now we are getting ready to climb on to the second step of the Viveka Sopana, which is Bhakti Yoga. What is Bhakti? If somebody asks us, what is there? It is a worship of the God. We go to the temple, worship the idol there, we do pujas, we do give very offerings. We even give Shatusamhara Vedi. So many ways and means are there to worship the God. So that is all the bhakti which we know of. So that bhakti, does it do any good to your individual personality? Does it evolve you to be a better person? Does it help you to purify yourself? That is where we have to take into consideration what all we have heard in Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is a purificatory process. 24 hours we are engaged in karma, and that karma has to be done in such a way that it becomes a very effective method of purifying ourselves. This purification is necessary because we are going to enter into the portals of Bhakti Yoga. Just as we are entering into a temple, we go after the bath, after purificatory processes, then only we enter into the temple. In the same way, when we are going to step on to the next step, Bhakti Yoga, we have to make sure our bhakti is going to be different from the bhakti we have been seeing and practicing here too. Our Bhakti Yoga should become a step in our evolutionary process onward, Godward, and it should bring us great expansion of our mind, understanding of the total cosmic power, understanding of the problems of the society also. We can't be ignorant of that. So our bhakti has to be rooted in knowledge. What sort of knowledge? The knowledge of Advaita. The knowledge of oneness of the God, oneness of the universe, the interconnectedness, interrelatedness and interdependence of the whole universe. So this sort of a purification we have achieved through Karma Yoga was very essential so that we can very easily climb on to the second step. Otherwise, some security guard will be there, he will ask you, open up your bag, he will test you whether you are carrying anything, isn't it? So we have to make sure we go to the God empty-handed, empty-minded. Just like the flute. The flute tells Radha, Radha, look into me, there is nothing inside. So we also get on to the second step with nothing in my heart, nothing in our mind other than the Atma Swarupa. We have totally surrendered to that Atma Tattva within us. I have obliterated totally the I-ness, myness, mine. Whatever I do hereafter, I shall do as a worship. My work is going to be a worship. My whole life is going to be a yoga of surrender. So Bhakti Yoga is a yoga of surrender. The I has no more any place in it. But I has a place when it is the capital I. The man with capital M. When we become our own masters by acquiring this knowledge of the oneness of the God, oneness of the universe, and our oneness with the God Almighty. The goal in life is to manifest the divinity. So, as bhaktas, what we are supposed to do? Swamiji says, we have to manifest our divinity. By our love of God, by our surrender to the God, by our compassion towards the whole of creation, we have to give a message to the world. What is this message? That I, God, universe, everything is one. I see all my fellow beings as expressions of that great Almighty. I have no Bheda Bhava in my mind. No more this separatedness in my mind. I see everyone as mine. When Shankaracharya was entering Varanasi, one evening, one low caste man, a Nishada, came to him. Shankaracharya asked him to move away. Then he looked at him. You are a sannyasi? Whom are you asking to move away? Are you asking me, this body of mine, to move away? Or are you asking my Atma to move away? Shankaracharya suddenly opened his eyes and realized, what a fool I am. I have come to the pinnacle of my understanding of the universal self, and even then, how could I see the difference that I am a sannyasi, I am a Brahmin, and he is a low caste? It was Shiva himself who had come to imprint upon Shankara this great truth that in the God's eyes, everyone is the same. This samachittada, samabhavana, abheda bhava, that has to be our offering to the God as we step on to the step of Bhakti Yoga. Then Bhakti Yoga becomes a very enlightening and illuminate experience. We see the whole world as a play of that divine self. We have nothing to complain. Every incident that happens in our life, every experience that I have in my life, they all become sanctified by the touch of the divine. See, the great Surdas, Kabir, and so many great people, we hear the stories, no? They don't see any difference wherever they look. They say they saw only the divine splendor. So, Bhakti Yoga, as we learn more and more about the Bhakti impregnated with the knowledge of Advaita. Bhakti is the Advaita of love. So it is a magnificent step in that ladder. And once we ascend onto that step in that ladder, we are not the whole human beings that we were before. Something happens to us, some elevation, which takes us nearer and nearer to the truth. Life loses its monotony. Life becomes a celebration because we are seeing God everywhere. So the second step is a magnificent step in the Viveka Sopana.